Alright, the last double episodes for today. We are finally got to inspecting the body. Let's see.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
So he just pulled on a corpse and the branch broke? I guess this is supposed to be like a big celebration. I wonder what's the average time players take to do it. Beautiful.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
Right. Another empathy skill point. If I knew that I have to put 3 skill points to convince some fucking boy to be on my side, I would never do that. Yeah, I think for the future I should just focus on things I want to increase and not focus on the rolls. The lieutenant nods approvingly. A field autopsy.
Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
How would you do an autopsy? Do we have instruments for this? Or it doesn't involve cutting him open?
The RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
Got it.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
First, what exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
You keep forgetting that I have amnesia for some fucking reason.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Et puis descend, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
That's funny. Do you have a pair of gloves?
Unfortunately, no.
I have gardening gloves, maybe they are enough?
They are better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes.
Yeah, but like, I can't go into inventory unless I leave the conversation. Just fill this in, right? Show him the red field autopsy form in your ledger. There was a red papers?
That's right.
You knew it because you inspected your ledger. The lieutenant is relieved.
I don't
to read
remember
the
that.
protocol. Yeah, we got this. We're smart.
Well, since I'm going to only take notes, But let's put the gloves anyway, since we have an opportunity. Just in case.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Open your ledger at the field autopsy form.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
Assistant?
That's you.
No.
the corpse is indifferent.
I already
to
know
your
my
scribblings.
full name,
Just lies there.
not just
The
initials.
next box says
Coroner's case number.
KK57-0803.0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
No, because he's he's opening up the body. He's doing the job. It makes sense that he would write himself in.
Next. NA. Next.
Date of birth.
NA.
I mean, we can probably figure this out later.
Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I'm gonna write 42.
He nods.
Race.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mwindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
Okay.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex.
Fucky, fucky!
The little monster exclaims energetically.
Male.
Pigs can have sex.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of birth.
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
Why is that?
What else? 9. Body identified
Oh, the
by
date of
is
death.
non-applicable.
Did I say birth?
Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What exactly is treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say something sure-handed.
Tch. Like, fuck him, it doesn't matter, he saw and heard so much already. And the kids, it doesn't matter too. So shut up, authority. Agreed, no treatment. So wait, what do we... Interfering with body's position or wounds post-mortem. I mean, there was interference. A lot of interference. So, not sure?
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation.
We should start the post-mortem.
Okay.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
External examination summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
He turns the body onto its side to check the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
But we already asked about the boots on the radio. So that's why you could have messed up the number beforehand. But that's kind of fucking strange, because you didn't have this plan before open to you, or at least indicated. You only can know about this if you played the game already. Or you just think so much ahead that you have to like cover for stealing fucking boots. Yeah, I don't know. Let's write them down. I don't know. I mean, Kim is with me at all times. Even if I take the boots and try to sell them, he will see. Can I tell him to like stay somewhere? Or how will I steal them in the first place too?
Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
There's only one option to write it down, but like it shouldn't exist in the first place.
Tattoos.
He stands up, feet planted on either side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo resembling a microelectronical circuit board. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing.
Measuring 1.8 meters. That's not terribly high. I thought he would be higher, since we considered him to be huge.
Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Had hair. I thought he was practically bald.
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet.
Stroked his hair.
The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove, like thread off a rag doll's head. More hair sticks to the glove. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There are bumps and dips on the skull below. An alien landscape. There, dead man. You were someone's child. It's all over now.
There, baby.
The lieutenant watches you in silence.
Write it down. Short, light brown, male pattern, baldness.
That was some sick shit, Sekopa.
Sekopa? Oh, maybe the kids will respect me more. Can't really find it. Nutcase, loon, kook, screwball. And it's from what language? Finnish, yeah. The same as fagari.
Lividity is consistent with hanging, albeit faint, as noted. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, indicating stones thrown. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
Bite marks of animal or
Ligature mark.
the lieutenant produces a small folding knife with the other hand pulling on the belt. He starts cutting into the polyester Wasn't it reinforced? How can he cut the belt with a knife? He starts cutting. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut. Okay.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Pet the chain cutters? Good thing we got these chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now,
He points to the rope, squeezing the dead man's neck.
we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See? My pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Yeah, there's not much chances.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east.
Do we have to cut so close to his neck and not like somewhere far and just take off the rope after? Like, Yes, I'm Kuno's pig, I agree.
You are? This pig is Kuno's.
What? Agreement with Kuno somehow increased the physical role?
You jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there. Already they're buried deep in the man's flesh. Then you rotate them to get a better hold. Then...
Cut?
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck that baggery. Corpse fucking time.
Told you my pig was hardcore.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
He steps it in and takes the chain cutters from you.
His head, yes.
Oh, oops.
You
I
were
actually
about
wanted
cut off
to...
his head.
Ugh. He sinks the chain cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts with his elbow to his knee for precision.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart
So it
like
didn't
a flower
matter.
bouquet, revealing the dead man's
He
neck
took the
and
chain
the
cutters
dark
anyway.
red ligature mark around it.
Here.
He hands you the chain cutters back and then kneels closer to the body, running his fingers along the dark red groove until he comes to a gap.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck, on the nape. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia
He pulls down the man's underpants.
Now, let's get out and see.
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Is this does it look like he was enjoying his moment of death? Does it mean he's asking like he had a hard-on there?
Ah yes, your hunch before. We can have a semen analysis requested from processing, if that's what you meant.
I didn't know that's what I meant. Not that much excitement. Yes, processing science, that's what I meant.
Just write down that we request an analysis.
The corpse with his pants down does not have an opinion on the subject. All he has is genitals and a deathly odor. The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch.
Okay. Write it down, add semen sample.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
This covering is extensive, way more than low officials.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars. Last item, hands.
He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand.
His flesh is cold, icy.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name?
My name is Tiki Tiki Harry de Bois.
I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Corbo. What can I do you for, Il Corbo de Cappadocia?
It's good to hold your hand. Did you like it when I stroked your hair?
I did, Kobo. I did. Reminded me of when I was just a small boy, before this happened to my face and my body. You did me a kindness there. We should do this more often. Be close like this, I mean.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Lieutenant concludes, the dead man's fingers slip from your hand, cold and sausage-like. Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
No signs of struggle, which is strange. He got caught on guard, maybe?
Working so close to the fumes coming from the corpse must be hard. You realize suddenly that the lieutenant has been barely keeping it together these past 2 items.
Maybe drugged?
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
He turns to the side to breathe. It's not enough. He buries his face in the sleeve of his jacket. You hear a muffled voice. Well, I do applaud the voice actor to actually try and do a good job. Well, can we do the internal examination? Like, what? It's supposed to be done at the morgue.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
He says and then concludes abruptly.
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
If I may add, the moral of the story. What? Well, I'm curious what he has to say, but it's just some insanity, probably.
What would that be?
He looks at you inquisitively.
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
The brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
The lieutenant grins.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
He gets close to the mouth hole, eyes squinting from the stench.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
It doesn't sound sanitary at all.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
Back hunched, as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used. Gotta say, the Kim has like a lot of anatomical knowledge for just a police officer.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen, hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Look inside the dead man's mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Look deeper inside. Uh-oh.
It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. You're forced to swallow, just to keep looking. Inside, you see darkness.
No skill checks, too.
Just a mess of meat and darkness.
just instant punishment.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
The lieutenant repeats impatiently. He lets go of the jaw. The mouth snaps shut before you.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
He wipes his brow. What the hell is hepatobiliary? I like how they explain what money is and how to get money, but not this. Having to do with the liver, bile ducts, and gallbladder. Why don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
He looks at the corpse's stomach with the mixture of tiredness and disgust.
Hepato means liver, and biliary,
Oh.
the gallbladder and bile ducts.
Just should have waited for my encyclopedia to kick in. Am I an expert in those things?
Nothing in your alcohol-soaked memory directs to having forensic expertise on either one.
I don't think so.
Neither am I.
And that's it?
That's it. Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Both.
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there?
Reservoirs? No, but do they take obscure trivia and odd tidbits?
Toxicology, maybe? The completionist in me wonders if there's something we could still do. Would obscure tidbits and odd trivia fit the fields?
No.
The completionist in me wonders if there's something we could still do.
We already have one test as per regulation, and we already requested semen.
Pigs requested semen like it's no big deal.
I'm not even interested in these boring mulkers anymore.
Yeah, why the fuck we...
Haven't sucked
If
it
there's
off for
only
anything.
one analysis, just waste it on that? Even if we know that this man was excited. Oh, actually, yeah, it's actually could. Yeah, he might have been fucking somebody just before his death. Okay, yeah, I think I know where this is going. Or raping him, exactly. Yes, it's better to leave it at that, more important.
Leave it NA, then. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
Though it's also a very interesting coincidence to, like, kill him exactly at the moment of him coming. Like, it's... You gotta strike a jackpot there.
Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around to the ground, the pool of feces there.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
He touches the corpse's bloated lower abdomen briefly.
What's next on the list?
Will he examine my my list later? Description of injuries summary.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
What about the injuries we have inflicted?
Oh, so we inflicted them?
This is your team effort. Let's be honest. Okay, I have inflicted.
Okay, so there's an incision on the thorax from a chain cutter. I wouldn't mention it. Better not to muddy the waters.
But isn't that sloppy?
Be pedantic if you like, it doesn't matter. No one else is going to investigate this man's murder. And if they do, such details would only confuse them.
See? These pigs are fucking corrupt.
The boy nods approvingly.
Why don't you fuck him if you love him so much?
It's funny that over time the Kuna character is actually appears to be fascinated by the work of the police, even though he won't admit it.
Now, injuries.
Bite marks.
Head, chest and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted.
So by bite marks, he means by beaks of birds only?
And your opinion, officer?
Wait, what's the word in English? I need to actually check that. Is there a word like this? Or it's just called bites even for birds? No, it's pecks, yeah. Peck marks. Would be more clear. Beneath the description, there are 2 boxes waiting to be ticked. Non-fatal post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Even though I haven't seen those fucking marks. Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
The lieutenant's admission has caused great gratitude in Kuna. He is silent with it. Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Right. Next.
Ligature mark.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape
Wait.
measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters.
Will I actually finish it?
The hyoid
Uh-oh.
bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
I read it only after I pressed it.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
No signs of clawing on the neck. I would assume it's post-mortem, but how do we know for sure? Bone is fractured. Cervical column intact. The lieutenant falls silent abruptly.
He is deep in thought, eyes fixed on the bright red ring around the dead man's neck.
Why do you say that?
He tilts his head. I'm serious, I don't think this was the injury that killed him.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
Psychic arts. Shake the feeling he was doing something else when he died. Like the coloration. But then the question is, what the hell caused his death then? The lividity did not convince me. Also, haven't we been talking about the color of the marks when we first examined him, and it didn't really match? Weren't his hands tied? A big man like this would tie his hands when marching him to the gallows. Yeah, that's a good point too.
Honestly, I'm not sure there weren't marks on his wrist. That part got blurry for me. The stench. But you are right, I was ready to call this. Now I think we should leave it empty, at least for the time being. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy
70
over.
experience. Okay, the level ups are now much more frequent. Man, I missed some questions, I think. Shit, well, there was an opportunity to talk to the corpse too. Shit, well, whatever. First, how did it go?
It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But, personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success. We requested a test to be run on the genitals. That was the règle. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks if we are lucky. I will not hold my breath.
The regular. Another French. Rule. Deranged, one key. The hell does that mean? The regular. Required by custom, proper. As a rule, I guess. You can substitute by the book. Okay. What else?
We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
What now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg.
Oh shit. He will see that I omitted the boots.
For processing.
He looks at the dead man one more time, then slips his red paper in his hand, then at the corpse again. He won't check it?
He's thinking, did I miss something? I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Shit, well, this is not happening. Actually haven't seen a red check, though there has been red checks, because I was healed by failing them. Yeah, I have no idea where the indication is, because they looked the same to me as white. Tell me something, dead man. So maybe we haven't missed anything.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
At the autopsy, you said you have ancient mysteries.
Oh yes, Kobo mi Lobo. In the gift horse's mouth. Tracks and wakes and waterways. Ancient materials buried.
Yeah, but to where, brother?
Just a small gulp away, my beloved Kobo. A small gulp away.
Why were you feeling pleasure when you died?
Maybe I was getting my rocks off.
So you were feeling sexual arousal when they were hanging you? Nah. Nah.
Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation type to you?
No.
Captain Coppodromo, I fear we are drifting away, fixating on sexuality again. Let's go with a simpler question.
He didn't choke himself. You know it.
Yeah, that would be the crazy fucking theory.
Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also
Weird.
see me in your dreams.
Look in the mouth just got added when I was speaking to him. Try to remove the dead man's boots.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe, after he's gone to sleep. You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough.
Look under his fingernails.
His fingernails have turned dark. They're chipped and quite long. There is dirt under them. That's all.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Guess there's something we're not seeing.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast.
Okay, where do we find the fridge for the body?
Hey, wasn't there a giant ice bear sarcophagus below that building?
So that's the ice beer shaped refrigerator.
Now, that's an overstatement. It's not actually for storing cadavers, or at least I hope so. I think we should take a look at it first.
It's
Make sure
turned
big enough
off,
before we carry him over.
by the way.
Let's move. With every hour, whatever we are looking for in the deceased will become harder to find.
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
Kipped. Who do you call Kipped then? It was the... I don't remember how his race was called, but... Huh. Maybe it's anyone who's not exactly white?
You need to act decisively. It's Kuno. Use Kuno words.
Well, okay, let's follow the rhetoric suggestion. Total retards use language like that. Congratulations, Kuno, you made yourself a retard. Oh wow, it worked.
Stop choking, Kuno! The faggot has got you in a chokehold!
Kuno's not fucking choking.
He grabs his throat like he's choking. Alright, simmer down. I think we all learned our lesson.
Kuno's back to full power now. He doesn't give a shit about kips and retards. Let's talk normal shit. Fuck did you want anyway? You got your fuck bag down?
Yeah, let's have normal conversation.
Shoot that shit at Kuno, pigonaut.
Didn't help really. Okay, 72%. Come on. Should work now.
It's not
Yes,
Kuno.
finally.
It's Kuno S.
What? It's interesting how? So it means that he's acting like this only because there is a girl around.
Kuno S is by far the worst of the two. Kuno has no problem being near you, but the other hides behind the fence, afraid for her life, like she's done something very bad. She came up with that psychopathic scheme of screaming for help before. Kuno just wanted to talk to you about his name. Kuno S was the one who wound him up and directed him. Also, Kuno hasn't stopped talking to you, even enjoys it from time to time. When you talk to the other one, it's like talking to a cornered animal. She only hisses. All in all, Kuno respects madness. You cannot hope to outdo her on that front. You must win yourself a few minutes with him alone.
Kuno, psh.
Fuck you whispering about?
He whispers back.
He's whispering too. He's going with it. But watch what happens.
Fuck you whispering about!
She puts extra stress onto that word, expecting it will make you uncomfortable.
If Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
He turns back to you and hunkers down.
This is it. You've got him. But be careful. You can still fuck this up. Don't make Kuno look bad in this.
I mean, our goal would be actually to separate them, so maybe I could undermine her and then no, all the three options are basically that, but in different ways. Oh yeah, trying to control you is a good strat. She's terrifying, crazy. He likes crazy, so it doesn't work. I'm glad she's out of our hair. She's a fucked up. Yeah, the first one fits better, I think. Kuno, listen to me. She's trying to control you. We gotta get you out of here.
It's okay. The pig's trying to pit us against each other. Not gonna let him do that.
So it wasn't right.
That's it. You let him off the line. That was a bad, manipulative thing to say. You should understand. I got you this far.
But
I
like,
couldn't get you all the way.
come on, there was all the other were not that great. It's basically the same thing, but different words.
Try to fuck my Kuno! Try to fuck my Kuno away! Me and Kuno
Wait, what?
are tight. We ride for life.
I can roll again. Huh. Interesting, a free roll even. Ah, come on.
What's going on is an ungovernable youth on your crime scene, throwing around incendiary language, trying to push your buttons. Like you don't have enough on your plate. You feel a sudden surge of self-pity coming on.
Kuno, you must have seen all kinds of things throwing stones here when I help the Elysium bust the murder. Also, what's the point of all of these? Do they do anything?
Fuck no! What are you? Fucking mentally handicapped?
Kuno, they've almost made you a snitch now.
Ease off, see? Kuno always takes the bullet over the hammer.
He nods, big boy style, incredibly proud of himself.
He'd rather die than work with the justice system.
Kuno doesn't fucking...
Yeah. I hate this. It's like fucking playing in the casino. You just have to bet and bet and bet until you
Fuck does Kuno care?
recover.
What's going on
What
is
the
an
fuck?
ungovernable youth on your crime scene, thrown around like you don't have enough on your plate. You feel a sudden surge of self-pity coming on.
I don't know what to do anymore. I'm just a busted old piece of meat. This case is all I have, and you are not helping.
Take the pain, fucko. Take the bad.
The child is not grinning. It looks more like a wolf baring its teeth.
Smelling weakness. She loves it.
You heard that, see? Porker wants to talk about how he can't hack this shit. Porker wants to move in with Kuno.
Don't let him move in with us, Kuno.
You have no idea what to say now. You're just going to have to try to change the subject.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Oh my god. 9 and empathy already. Send victim's body to processing. Once you are done with it, send the corpse to processing. Lieutenant Kitsuragi will take care of it. Check twice to see whether you are done with all the corpse related tasks after you went to the body. You can take it back. Check out the fridge for each victim's body. Well, guess let's do that. And a little break in the recording.